Hala. Okay, we're gonna channel some messages with the cards and the good old intuition. We've been having power outages. I want to say there was one in London, but there was definitely one across parts of Europe a couple weeks ago. And I was also getting that hit around increasing blackouts, but also like larger scale catastrophic events that there again, a lot of the things that we're going to be witnessing in our, especially the collective reality, are ushering our awakening. And one way to look at this awakening are increasing our psychic abilities, rising our empathy and personal power, a spiritual sovereignty. And again, it's very personal to you and how you access your sense of self, knowing that you're like an autonomous, sovereign spark of divine life force working within a collective whole. So the polarization that we're witnessing in the world, and especially the fearful world, the world of divide and conquer, enslavement, oppression, violence, brutal force, cruelty, as painful as it is, right? The pain is that which we can alchemize to raise ourselves up, to be beacons and channels of quantum potential, quantum healing, psychic stuff that we would have thought was like futuristic, high Star Trek, right? I'll never forget, my mom was, when I was a child anyway. I don't think she's watching much TV these days, nor am I. But she always watched Star Trek, and circa, I'm trying to, what's that? Patrick Stewart, maybe? Voyager. It's all coming back to me now, baby. But there was a woman who was psychic on the ship. She had dark brown hair. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? I hope you do, because I was only a small child when Mother was watching this show. But that bit stuck with me. These like futuristic, intergalactic space travelers, human people, right? We're all human, navigating this human experience. And so this idea of like the future human is all at once like a higher technological projection in harmony with the collective whole. So on some levels, that polarization can make us feel like all is lost and we're going to destroy ourselves and be frightened, be fearful. But then actually, when you really access your quantum codes or like quantum reality, you kind of evolve out of a fear of death and integrate much more of your broader soul essence. And that allows you, to be smart. Smart, good girl. Smart, and then here's the thing too, like knowing how to use our power. And the higher evolutionary code for humanity is that power is not brute force. It looks like it is. That's part of the deception and or the trickery of colonialization and divide and conquer. It on some levels has worked to divide us, to enslave us. And I guess that's all just part of our humanity's rising, learning. I had this weird moment. I went to the beach with my mom yesterday and I just had this really interesting moment of like, wow, what is it to be a human? Like just like walking in this separate body on the earth, and how temporary it is, and how just those moments, the sacred moments when you're just on your own, or maybe you're driving or walking or whatever. See, there's no words for that the mystery, like basking in the mystery of our existence here. But then, then I think about like how cool to have like the idea of the Galactic Council, or pull that into Earth realm and having truly evolved councils. So our education of the past, where we're having to work or ingest the fear mongering, the divide and conquer, the colonialist agenda, blah blah. So we evolve out of that, and our education becomes about how to truly look after these vestals, again, from that quantum perspective. So that includes the mental, emotional, the individual essence. I think more and more people are coming into alignment with like straight up, like the more local we can eat, the more organic we can eat, the more variety of plant foods, and maybe for some of you animal products, right? But like in relationship, and we're here we are. We like to do a reading, but sometimes I just got to express myself. I gotta just share what's coming through, because that's why we do. That's why we do what we do at Alta Love. My little innocent wounded heart, just wanting to make the world a better place. Why was that a leprechaun accent? Sometimes I worry, like, I don't want to offend people, but honestly, you can't even control it, no matter. Just sometimes being our authentic self is triggering for people. Hala, hala, hala. Divine guidance, love and clarity. Quick little read for my love is supreme, my intuitive healers of the Most High, new paradigm leaders who be vibrating more love and empathy. Hala Shazam. Divine guidance, love and clarity, overcoming conflict. There's still some sticky messages coming through. Or a lack, no contact, a lack of messaging via an internal conflict. Some of you guys could be waiting. Yeah, actually, that feels like you're waiting for an opportunity. I'm getting a sense of like, applying for a job and then waiting for an interview, waiting to hear back from the boss, waiting to hear about like, did I even get an interview? I don't know. This is also like the drum. It's the beat of your own heart. It's possibly having ceremony or something here is kind of giving like coming deeper into self, like going deeper to attune to the beat of your own heart. Ooh, some of you, there's something pulling you guys, like something could be pulling you in one direction. So you're waiting to hear about a job opportunity, or you're waiting to hear if you can or if you got the interview, then you're waiting to hear back of whether or not you got the job. And then the Four of Wands is here, so that could indicate that there's something worth celebrating. So job well done. You got the gig, but there's definitely like a bit of a waiting period here. Yeah, that all looks promising. Specific. You're applying for a new position where it's maybe a whole new beginning as well, like maybe quite different from what you've done in the past. The drums give me a sense of like this could give you like a bit of underlying insecurity, like you're unsure, you're worried. Maybe I made the wrong mistake. There's a bit of the schizophrenia card always makes me think of like stuck between worlds, also Hanged Man energy, right? But there's growth and there's increasing stability. Emperor and the Fool upright, so it looks like there will be positive momentum. It's likely something you've put a fair bit of work into as well. Yeah, interesting. Midheaven Pinnacle. So this is definitely career related for you guys. There is a 3 to 6. There's a growth in your financial. So maybe you're going for a job promotion where there's a bit more money, but there's radio silence. There's a bit of an interim where you don't know if you're going to get the offer, but then woohoo, there's something we're celebrating. Like going after what you want, but then also sitting with all the doubt and fear around that. Have a great day, you guys.